Right, welcome everyone to another episode of We'll Name This Later podcast. That's not the actual name, we're actually gonna name it later. But if we'll name it later sticks, we might just call it that. I don't know. But yeah, got
I mean,
another
if
episode.
anyone's got any ideas,
Yeah,
drop
exactly.
the comments.
Drop it in the comments below. Uh but yeah, got another episode. We have some sad news to start off with if you don't know already. Uh our Instagram account has been deleted. It has come down. The collective travel, along with like four other of my accounts, for literal no reason. I had backups that I didn't even post for like a year or more. Deleted. The collective travel account deleted. Zero violations. My fashion account deleted. Zero violations. They even tried to take down my personal account, but I got that back because obviously my face is on it. But yeah, I don't know what Instagram's on. I don't know what the algorithm's on. I don't know if it was someone. I don't know if it's a hater out there. If it is a hater, you're very sad because it
See,
doesn't
at
stop
first I thought it
anything.
was it was hater at first, but then it's like the way like so many other people start having similar way
Yeah, like on
taking
Reddit, they're
account.
having, and obviously when I was adding some models back, they had their accounts taken down as well. So I don't know if it was a sweep, but the reason in it, which is why I think it's an algorithm issue, they deleted all of my accounts for account integrity. I don't even know what that means. Um, yeah, don't even know what that means. Apparently, my main account, which is Android TV, was taken down because of human exploitation. I promoted human trafficking and the selling of setting up an illegal adoption. I was like, bro, what the heck is going? I don't know what kind of BS reason Instagram are giving to just delete accounts, but it's highly ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? You're deleting people's livelihoods, the way people make money over an error in your little algorithm. It's just like if you're gonna have reports that, especially that serious, and if I was doing such a thing, why wouldn't police have been at my door? Why didn't you report it? Like, do you know what I mean? It's actually pretty ridiculous. Um, but yeah, there needs to be some human reviewer. I don't care if you got millions of users, sort it out. Like, sort it out. If you want to take people's accounts down, sort it out. Um,
Because even when you say like for human, like send it for human review, there's no human actually reviewing. They just got different algorithm reviewing it. So
Literally,
it's like literally pointless.
that's what I'm saying. And when you're trying to go through the help, paying for Meta Verified, useless. Um,
Yeah, they send you to the same links that's for
exactly.
like the
That's
unpaid version.
That's
So
something
it's
that's for
like,
readily available. So it's like, what's the point of it? They don't. You're not actually speaking to anyone. I just think that's AI as well. It's literally pointless. So it's like literally your whole business can be taken down at Instagram's will now. Like you don't even have to have post violations anymore. Just instantly taken down, drop of a hat for zero reason or zero violation. So we're building back up. Go in the description. Obviously we just started this account, so I don't think we can actually put links in our descriptions right now, but I'll put it on the screen, so you can go follow us, our accounts. We'll obviously start our personal account. We're actually gonna start posting on our personal accounts as well, as we are starting our own individual brands. As I hit my mic there, but yeah, as individuals. So there can be so much content we got coming this year.
you just kind of like expand a little bit more with content that's not only photography and video
Or yeah,
stuff.
of models.
Like, yeah, so you can just kind of like travel as well, maybe like talk about like some other stuff, like just personal life or whatever. Because even me, like when I hang out with like other people, like there might be like some random car content where I'm just hanging around with some car people, then just some normal friends that like I don't know, we go like eat in a restaurant, like discuss like random stuff basically. And similar like with collective team even, we want to start going out like on our own. Let's say we got like a couple days before or after our events, we can just go discuss some stuff that's going in our lives that like we don't necessarily feel the need to talk about on our like photography accounts.
Yeah, literally, it's like lifestyle. Like we can speak about anything. It's like I said, a lot of stuff. You guys, like our main photography channels is like 5% of what goes on our events, and it's like you miss all the connection. Like we've made some solid friends with these models. For instance, on our next location, Valencia, like really close friends we've made. The banter and the jokes and the fun we have when we're not shooting, like you guys wouldn't believe it. It was so funny. It's such a good watch, and it's just like you guys don't get to see it because we're not filming any of it. So that's the side of it we want to show. And obviously, if you're not interested in that and you just want to do photography, that's the channel's there. If you do want to see all of that stuff, that's when we have our separate personal channels, and that's what that's gonna be for. Like for instance, when we go, we literally go to so many restaurants when we travel. We could damn near do food reviews like on literally everywhere we go,
Okay.
and we're also with the local girls from these towns and the countries, so we want to get
Just
their
like
take on things as well.
seeing more of like the actual
Country,
location
yeah,
rather
like
than
seeing
just
more of the
street
country.
modeling than just like extra of the, I don't know, like old towns and stuff like that that might not be as interested to like on our photography channels.
Yeah,
And maybe some fitness stuff as well, because we've been
yeah,
talking
definitely,
about like
definitely,
getting in better shape. Because
a
like with
hundred
all this
percent,
editing, it's like it puts stress on your body, and
a
obviously
hundred
like
percent.
you're just sitting all day long editing. Especially once we get back from the trips, it's literally you're just
Yeah,
sitting and
for like a
editing,
month,
sitting and editing.
nothing, like
The,
literally
the other
sitting down.
day, I was telling to Adrian, I literally had like 1,000 steps in a
That's what
day.
I was
I
looking
was
at my
like,
phone today.
I did nothing.
1.3 thousand just piss poor. That's terrible. Like,
Somehow I got 3K. I don't even know where I walked. I know I went to shop, and that's it.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's actually it's bad. So it's like literally in a week. God forbid I got kids. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm thankful to God I got kids because it's like, otherwise, my whole
Get
week
you
I
out of the
wouldn't move
house.
anywhere. Like I
Yeah.
literally wouldn't move anywhere. So it's only for them, but yeah, like that's another thing. Like you're gonna see a mad transformation, and I feel like starting that will make us go like get back into our shape. Because obviously, like me and Valdis know each other. Nearly, what year are we in? 20, it's almost 10 years. He and I
Yeah.
both were half the size we are now.
Yeah, we were actually both like mad, like skinny, like still muscular, but like
Yeah,
skinny. So
100%. I got some of them jackets I've got from back then. I probably bust about get my forearm into those. like, like it's a joke. So I was just like, no, I feel like starting it would help because it's like as you're documenting it, you gotta upload another video. So it's like if you don't make
yeah,
progress, do you know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of forcing each other to like, do you know what I mean? Get that back in shape. And it's like there's a load of gyms in Valencia as well, so we could definitely do that. Especially, and that's why even when we'll go into another episode on run down our gear, but that's why I think I'll having our small vlogging cameras. I mean, Valdis here got the Action 5. I've got the Osmo. Those are perfect little stuff for in such smaller locations that we can literally vlog, get crazy quality log footage as well, running down probably what we do in the gym, progress, and I think that'll be dope. We can obviously the models as well. We can
yeah. I mean,
do
like
a
in
vlog with the
general as well,
models.
just capturing the memories. I feel like also, like we are like in our 30s now,
Yeah, and
so
that
it's
bro, and
like
that's the thing. I think we're in our 30s now, and I can count on one hand how many pictures I have of myself.
yeah, yeah, literally. Like every trip we come back is like we're lucky if we can get like one or two pictures
Trust
the
me, and it's
first time.
always a slip. It's always a slip. So I feel like
Yeah, it's
that's
just
just
like
the main
yeah,
thing. I feel like then it's gonna get to a point where we're doing content trips, but we're the content. There's gonna be no models. Like it's
yeah.
gonna be we're the content. So yeah, the transition this year is we're gonna need so many memory cards, man. We're gonna need so many memory cards. It's gonna be us getting content of each other on ourselves and the models, and then there's different kind of shoots with the models as well. So it's like there's gonna be a lot going on that you're gonna see. But our next our next trip to Valencia is gonna be, I feel like, the pinnacle. It's gonna be the beginning of a new era. I think.
I don't even know how I'm gonna capture everything. There's so many girls that come in there.
Trust
Like,
me.
how am I gonna do it? Because like I'm gonna need to buy more memory cards. Because even with my laptop and everything with me, like my hard drive is nearly full now. I need to clear that out as well.
I just bought a big. Where is it? Like I said, first I just got a 12 terabyte from Amazon. That's
Mm.
at least gonna last me till maybe midway through 2026. Maybe we'll see. But
Yeah, I need to get rid of like, well, I need to edit all the remaining vlogs that I can get from 2023, and then I can move the 2023 folder into different hard drive or something.
so,
That should free up some space.
but yeah, man, that's like a little update. Um, yeah, a little update what we got going on. Was meant to be three of us, but someone said they'll be on at 10 o'clock. It's 10 p.m. here in the UK right now as we're recording.
10:30.
Was meant to be coming on at 10, but it's now nearly 10:40, and the said persons isn't here yet. But yeah, we'll get on to our next segment.
I feel like that's also kind of like mini announcement of like the new member.
Mm-hmm. For
Could also
sure.
say that as well. So maybe on the next episode we can reveal who it is
Yeah, literally.
if you already don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I need to put him on the site as well. Forgot about that. Until
Yeah.
you said it earlier, completely forgot. But yeah, just a quick one. Like I said, we got Valencia. Next, probably by the time you see this, it'll probably be so close to the trip anyway. But we'll have Ibiza in June. That's gonna be incredible. Amazing views and in Ibiza. Link up with some local photographers over there that live there as well. As always, there's gonna be a lot of models I know there. Probably some of the Spanish models that are in Valencia. They'll probably come to Ibiza as well. So there's that one. Again, all on our site, so you can check that out. And the best place on earth to take photos so far. I haven't been to Philippines yet, so I'm saying so far. But Thailand event is one you do not want to miss out on. That's gonna be in November. You probably see my channel. Got a
And
bunch of
we already
videos.
got people kind of
Hmm.
showing interest just from our past Portugal trip that was just a week ago.
Yes, you don't want to miss out. Like I said, it's not going to be a massive amount of people. So, and it's
Yeah,
all
because
looking
we
like it's
don't want to get
already.
like multiple villas there. We kind of want to keep it like everyone sort of together, so it's like
Yeah,
easier to move around and stuff. So it's like not gonna be crazy numbers like we do usually when we
exactly. And
go
then
to
like most of the girls are from the last event are gonna come. So yeah, guys, if you want to get on board, definitely check that out. Details are on the website. So take a look at that. DM us. Do not hesitate. Don't be like, should I not? Just do it. Like, what is stopping you? Just do it. You will not regret it. Like I said, I've even scratched the surface amount of content I've got from Thailand yet. Then I went to Vietnam. Listen, our Asia trips moving forward is gonna be in is gonna be something else. So yeah, don't
yeah,
miss out on those.
we kind of want to do like more Asia trips because obviously it's also easier for Americans to come because
Yeah,
we've been getting a lot of Americans interested in the trips, both models and photographers. So I think it's like much easier for them to go to Asia than
yeah.
like all the changes around Europe and stuff. Because Europe is also like getting more and more expensive as well.
For us even.
Yeah,
It's ridiculously expensive. So at least if you're gonna spend that on a ticket when you get to Asia, It's ridiculous. You're eating full meals for like £2, £3, or $3, $4, $5. So yeah, that's gonna be insane trip. So definitely don't miss out on that one. So yeah, that's so far. Then early first quarter, as we always do, the Portugal event in 2026. So you don't want to miss out on that one. That's the fan favorite, Portugal, the fan favorite. So yeah, that's a little update on the trips. But now, new segment. We're gonna get into some dilemmas, some photography dilemmas from you guys. And if you want to send yours in, some dilemmas, some even just funny stories or whatnot, I'll put the information on the screen on where you should put that or in the description, either one. Or you could just DM us as well. Your dilemmas. But we'll get to the we'll get to this first one. Let's go. Okay. The point of a TFP shoot is for it to be beneficial for both photographer and the model. The point of it, that's the point of it. It is not an excuse for you to get free shots for you to use, and who cares what the model wants. Oh, I've won the wrong one. Hang on. That was a response.
Uh,
Here we go. The way my business is structured is if a person pays for me for a photo shoot, I give that person their photos in full resolution and not watermarked, and a print release along with their package. And if you don't pay for a shoot, I watermark the images with my logo. The only reason I watermark my photos to those who did not pay for a shoot is to protect the pitch photos from unauthorized use or printing. Even if they are used in such a way, my watermark assures me that I at least get advertisement. Last week I had a shoot with a wonderful aspiring model. She didn't pay. It was a simple time for a photo shoot, which meant she would receive digital copies of the photos from the shoot as compensation. Of course, she didn't pay, so I watermarked the photos. She stated that she could not send the photos to her agency because they were deemed useless. Then I explained to her that I could license her the photos for use, and the price of the license would depend on what the photos would be used for and how long. She then said that other photographers she had TFP shoots with did not watermark their photos. I simply said, I'm sorry, other photographers are different. It's just how I run my business. I mean, I don't get it. If I gave everyone who didn't pay for a shoot a full resolution unwatermarked images, then I would be losing out on potential revenue. Afterwards, she went on to tell me that business with me will no longer be beneficial, and so I told her that I'm sorry that we could not come to a mutual agreement and wished her luck in her endeavors in life, and stated again that this was simply not how I do business. Shortly after, she sent me a text, talk about big ego. She even had the audacity to kindly ask me to remove a photo of her posted on IG. Too bad she signed a contract that allowed me to keep all copyrights to the images, but because I'm not a jerk and professional, I will remove it. Sometime tomorrow. P.S. Any advice on how I could have handled the situation better would be helpful. So, what do you think?
I mean, it's kind of like individual thing. Obviously, like if that's how he does it, like that's fair enough. But I feel like a lot of people that does those kind of shoots, they just kind of like, okay, I just need something for my portfolio, and then obviously she needs something for her portfolio, so we just collaborate. Basically, nobody pays whatever, and yeah, everyone's like happy. Obviously, if her intention is to kind of like sneak in like a photo shoot for free, and she then basically uses it for, I don't know, like a brand deal, then you want to get paid too for that, which is fair enough, because then you should be getting paid at the end of the day. But if it's just for like a, I don't know, like just portfolio stuff, I would say like whatever, because I don't personally watermark it like any of my photos. I think it kind of looks whack. I
Yeah,
kind of like just keep it clean.
I personally think it's like, I don't want to say scammy, but it's a bit like, I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to say scam. It's not really a scam, but it's a bit disingenuous because it's like, if I'm doing a shoot now with a model and I'm like, yeah, we can do the collab shoot. You'll get X amount of photos. I can post it, then you can post it, and then like cool. And then afterwards, I just put a big watermark all over the photos and send it to them. It's just like that. Unless you stated that you're gonna put a watermark on it before, but if you didn't, and then you're sending it to them, and then you're like, oh yeah, if you want me to take the watermark off, you're gonna have to pay me $1,000 for me to take for usage. It's almost just
You're
like,
kind of wasting their time and then like that.
yeah, it's like, that's because now that's not a TFP because it's not trading. It's not trading for the photos. It's like, yeah, you've got use for it, but she hasn't, or the model hasn't, he or she hasn't. So to me, it's a bit. To say it's a bit like disingenuous or a bit misleading. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a bit misleading to then try charge for usage. So that's essentially saying, yeah, I'll take the photos and give them to you, but now if you want to use them anywhere, you have to pay. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you can't use them anywhere, then
Unless there was like a brand and said like, oh, we would like to use that photo, can we get the license? Then it makes sense.
yeah. Because if it's the
Then
social
obviously
media,
should
but
yeah.
yeah, I don't remember the last time I've seen anybody even watermark their photos online anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone do that any
On
either.
the, yeah, for a while, but how do you think they could have handled it better?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you kind of have to discuss everything before. Although it's like, to me personally, it seems like really obvious. Like, if both parties basically shoot for their portfolios, and that's basically it.
Because that's kind of given like, okay, I'm getting what I want, but F what the model wants,
Yeah,
sort of thing. And the thing is, he's saying, oh, he's losing potential revenue. It's like, why are you even thinking about money on a TFP shoot?
yeah,
Like, if you're looking to get paid, you should have then just charged her. Then, like, if you needed the money, you should have just charged her in the first place. Why do the TFP? That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you did a TFP, gave her unwatermarked images, gave it to her, then she wanted extra, then you can charge. Like, I think
yeah.
personally that would be okay to charge, but yeah, to try and you're basically just trying to limit the TFP shoot to milk money. When it's like, if you just wanted to get paid for the shoot, you should have just charged for the shoot.
Valdis.
Someone
That's what
replied, next time use
happened.
cats. They don't care if you screw them out of their pictures they worked for. Oh, okay. Do you have any?
Okay, that's something, but I don't know, like, oh, I closed it. Then headache come up, but I don't think I'm gonna find it now.
Hold on, let me pause this. Can I pause this?
Got like 20-minute max.
Alright, cool. We have a member. He was unlocked. Now he is he's a playable character now. We have
Mystery
a
reveal.
final member. Introduce yourself, sir.
That's it. TWP here. The walking paradox. We're locked in.
We were having a nightmare for the last like hour
Tell me about it.
with his setup. Anyone that has an R6 Mark II out there, drop in the comments how you connect with webcam or yeah, webcam with the R6 II. Obviously, I got the R6. This is what I'm using now, which literally is plug and play. Downloaded the EOS webcam utility, plug it in, boom. But yeah,
You
R6 Mark
know,
II
do you
is
know what? It was it was actually my error. I didn't want to disclose it just a minute ago because it's embarrassing. But it was just a flick of a button.
no.
It was literally just a flick of a button, and yeah, slight oversight that cost us about an hour and a half.
What was it?
It was one of the permissions. Like, it was one of the permissions. I was looking for it, and I thought it was already done. But when I ended up finding the actual option,
That is
it
shambolic.
wasn't. It actually wasn't done. But
Next stream, we have the R6 Mark II. Forget what I just said.
yeah,
But what we'll do
still a
is...
solid camera. Still a solid camera. Yeah, I'm not gonna rubbish it yet like the RP, but you know.
Okay, let's
Alright.
do another dilemma. Let's see. Alright, cool. This one is called The Disappearing Act.
The disappearing act.
Yeah. This is a photographer. She confirmed the shoot twice, sent mood boards,
Yeah.
picked the location, and then ghosted me the day before. No message, no call, nothing. A week later, she reposted one of our planning mood boards and tagged another photographer in the exact same shoot idea. Diabolical.
No.
Anyway, question. How do photographers deal with flaky models, especially when there's been planning involved? Is it worth confronting or just moving on?
I don't think there's worth dealing with that. You just blacklist them.
That is diabolical,
Yeah.
you know. That's like equivalent of your wife cheating, bro. How are you gonna make her mood board? You send it and then you're using it with another photographer. Oh my days.
Yeah.
That's cardinal
All the
sin
work-
1, man.
All the work that you've put in, they just gave it away to someone else. That's definitely cheating.
100%.
That's definitely cheating. I think it's just straight, like Val said, that's a straight blacklist, man. That's straight blacklist. Hey, if that model can hear us right now, please don't message us. Please do not message us.
Oh man. Oh, my lighters gave up. So you can have this one, but yeah. Alright, so that one's pretty straightforward. We'll do one. We've got one for my model.
Okay.
But yeah, remember guys, leave your comments in the descriptions, what you think so far. Got one from the model. This is called the Posing Puppeteer.
These are some interesting titles.
From the moment we started shooting, he kept adjusting me physically, grabbing my arm, moving my leg, tilting my chin without asking. At one point, he physically pushed my hip down and said, "There, that's a real model." I felt like a mannequin, not a person. Question: when does direction cross the line into disrespect? Should photographers ever physically move models, and if so, what's the right way to ask first?
Do you know what? Yeah, it's a tricky one. Because it's all about the intention, but that's a tricky one because sometimes it is beneficial for the shoot to give direction to the model. Well, definitely giving direction to the model as a photographer, but sometimes when you give the instruction and the model may not completely understand how you want it done. But I feel the easiest way is just asking, "Hey, do you mind if I adjust this arm?" Or I think that's the safest and the easiest way, because it's a very, very thin line, especially if you and that model are not like that or not comfortable to that point. But it's definitely a thin line. But yeah, what's you guys' take on it?
Pretty much
I
the
don't
same.
think yeah, I don't think you should touch any model. Um, obviously, yeah, ask first. I think would be common sense, but we all know common sense
Mhm.
isn't common.
I
But
think it's fine to touch, but like especially if they are like new to modeling and they like you've been explaining them, oh, can you move this and that move that,
Mm.
and even like if you even showed what you meant and they still don't get it, then you just go to them like, may I like move you here if you
Mm.
mind me touching you
Yeah.
this and that, and then you kind of like slightly you don't obviously like move her like crazy or something like that. You kind of
I think
slightly
with
adjust
me,
the pose.
with this day and age, I'm not touching no one. No one's getting touched, bro. No
Mm.
one's getting
Safest.
touched.
That's the
Yeah,
safest. That's the safest way.
I'd
I'll be
rather the
honest.
bad
Yeah.
picture. I prefer the bad picture than when I get a million followers. Oh yeah, he touched me and blah. No, it's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
I even
definitely the
think
safest.
with
I
like,
mean, like it's been a minute since I had to like direct a pose to somebody, but like when I did it, it was literally like just because like she wouldn't understand what I meant, and I was like, okay, can I? Um,
but you see them why I think there's no need, because at that point, which I've done before, I've just done the pose. Like I will just even
Mm.
if it's on the bed, I say, yeah, like, can you get up? I'll do the pose, and then I copy the pose. Therefore, no one needs to be
Hey,
touched.
you know what though?
yeah, I mean
You
that
know
that's
what though?
like
Yeah.
if it's like a bed, like for me it was like more like a more corporate style, so it wasn't like
Mm.
that
Mm.
sort of theme. So I don't think it was also as deep with that.
But
Just
that's what I'm
like
saying. I think this is like a boudoir setting, though. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, in that
Yeah.
setting,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because obviously, if I'm talking
Yeah.
about a fashion shoot in public, it's nothing, in it. Like, do you know what I mean? I'll still
Yeah,
ask, but it's nothing. But when we're talking boudoir, you and a model in a hotel room, it's
Yeah.
definitely
It's a bit.
it's
It's definitely
different.
tricky.
yeah.
But do you know one overlook that we might have had in that entry for
Mm.
the scenario? My man pushed her hips down, so
Yeah,
adjusted her
yeah,
hips, and
yeah,
then turned around and said, "That's a real model." That
yeah.
was the
That's
part that burned her.
crazy. Yeah,
that's that's the part that burned her. That's the part that burned her. But yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah, that's a bit wild. That's a bit wild because yeah, we've all had beginner models, and do you know what I mean? And some, it's obviously the best way is to make them as comfortable as possible.
Hmm.
Obviously, to get the expression that you want in the image, but yeah, you can't adjust their hips and
That's
then no
crazy.
asking, no anything, adjust their hips and then say,
On the
now
first time
that's a real
shooting
model.
someone as well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Impossible. That I could never.
That's crazy.
Impossible.
And that's why I feel like even, and this is what we and Valdis were talking about earlier in the episode, is like when you guys will see the personal channels and the rapport we have with the models, I would say that our rapport and how we deal with the models, I feel like that would even be the wrong thing to watch, because
Mm.
our models are very comfortable with us. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
extremely,
yeah,
like our
yeah,
models are friends with us, so it's a
yeah.
completely different dynamic to first time shooting someone and this, that, and the third. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so I think even our the when you guys will see that on the personal channels, it's like I feel like that's why we get such great images, because they're completely comfortable with everything. They know if they get a slip or a picture, or even if they're wearing, even if they don't do those kind of shoots, and let's say there's a nipple slip, they know that those pictures aren't coming out. There's like
Yeah.
there's complete trust there. So it's way different dynamic to watch our videos and be like, oh, I can do this with a model, and
Mm.
then now you find yourself doing 5 to 10. So don't.
And yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's a different dynamic, but also I feel like it's a good to show the relationships that can be built with the models over time, obviously. So it kind of, because that could be a whole nother discussion on uh like the friendships you can have in the industry to the output of your content, because that could affect your trajectory in your career. like for us, for instance, in certain locations, like when we go to Spain now, like our reputation's solid, more than solid. Like every time we step foot there, it's a moment that they want to be with the gang. They're like, do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We're getting messages like, when you come in, Espanol, like, do you know what I mean? It's a different energy. So I feel like that definitely
Yeah.
plays into it as well. But yeah, more of the story. Keep your Bumberry's hands to yourself.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself. That is it. Keep your hands to yourself, or at least ask to see if they're
Definitely.
comfortable with it, and then proceed how you need to. But yeah, yeah. But then
It's kind of
again,
like read the room.
Yeah, exactly. You
yeah,
also
yeah,
read
yeah,
the
yeah,
room. And then
yeah.
also there's I feel like that'll be another dilemma for another day. Keith was actually there on that one when I've had a model while naked while I was eating my Cocoa Pops put herself on me. So that's a story for another day. So it's like it happens both ways, guys.
How
I'll
are you
take
gonna
the
title
back.
that? We
He's
need a
unplayable
title for
character
that.
now, innit? That's a whole nother
Honestly,
title for that one.
yeah, honestly,
Oh, someone clipped that, man.
yeah.
Oh my days. That's gonna be the title of the video. She sat on me naked. That's the title of this episode.
Honestly, yeah. It's
Trust me, it happens both ways, man.
yeah.
But you never hear it the other way. But
Oh
alright,
man.
we got one more. This one is called. We already know where this is going. The Filter Fanatic.
I can already assume. Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah.
The shoot went well. We did a fun beach session, movement, natural light, good energy. But this is from a model's point of view, okay? But when he delivered the photos, every single one had a filter, not like color grading, Snapchat level stuff. Dog
Oh
ears, fake lens flares,
wow.
hearts in the
Dog
corner,
is? Are you joking?
hearts in the corner, and one photo had emoji tears. Question: how much
Oh
creative
my
control should
goodness.
photographers have in post? Can post production completely ruin a shoot? And should models be looped in before posting? That's crazy. That took a
The
turn, boy.
webcam effect.
That
That took a
that has to
turn.
be. He must have not liked that person, or sorry, not he, but that photographer
I feel
must
like
have not liked that client.
it could have been one of them like creepy type of guys who like says like they're photographers and they get like shoots and then he's like, oh, I need to edit for this, and they give you that kind of shit.
But dog is.
That's crazy.
But dog ears, that's impossible. You can't put dog ears on a professional works as post.
That is crazy work. Man
That's
said
ridiculous.
tears. Nah, that has to be. He tried to flirt with you before, you weren't having it, so he said, "You know
Yeah.
what? Dog ears." Because ain't
Nah,
no
that
way.
that
Ain't no way.
that doesn't even make sense to me. Not even send you the raw.
Innit? Unedited would have been
not
better.
even just send you the raw where you get me. It's not really. It's not graded. It's not balanced. Or he sent you dog ears and an emoji with a tear.
That's
Impossible.
That's why I
crazy.
said like my impression of that is like my man's not a photographer. He's just a
The guy with a camera from
Guy with a camera. That's it. A guy with a camera
GWC,
and
man.
a Snapchat filter.
That's crazy work. We got one for photographer side because I thought that was a photographer one.
Bro exported the wrong thing. He probably posted the photos on his Snapchat. So
Nah.
he sent that instead of the actual edits.
Alright, this one is called The Diva Disaster. We were shooting a
Okay.
beauty editorial. Everything was set, the lighting perfect, team ready. She walked in with sunglasses, 2 hours late, holding a green
Okay.
juice and talking on speakerphone. Oh, so it's Kylie. Joking.
No. Kylie is very cool. Kylie's
Um,
calm. Maybe the lateness,
yeah,
but
and
nah,
on the
Kylie's good.
speakerphone.
Kylie's good people.
Then she complained about the playlist, refused to sit in the makeup chair because that foundation isn't my frequency, and finally stormed out when I asked her to sign a release. Question: how do you balance professionalism with unpredictable personalities? At what point should a photographer just call it quits on the shoot?
I can't lie. If somebody's 2 hours late, I'm out.
Yeah, that's issue
Yeah.
one.
2 hours
Technically,
is
not even
crazy
to blame you,
because
the
you are
person,
paying for the studio as well.
because that's what I'm saying. Like, not even to blame the photographer, but you brought this on yourself for waiting for 2 hours. Because half an
Yeah.
hour, I would have been home with my Morleys in bed.
Yeah, 2 hours late. There's nothing you can tell me to feed me that I'm gonna keep waiting. I'll be there in 10 minutes, half an hour later. Or if you tell me you're 2 hours late, it's a no shoot. Nah, okay,
Because
we have
this is
to
the thing as
reschedule.
well. This is why it's like it's a good thing to bring up like your business practices and like yeah, like your business practices, because there's so many questions I could ask from this. Like, was this a paid shoot? Because if it was a paid shoot, you should have had like things in place like for lateness and X, Y, and Z and all of that. Because if I've been paid and it's been disclosed, you if you turn up X amount of time past it, I'm gone. Because like you wouldn't have had to wait 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you would have been gone, and then they wouldn't have got that. They wouldn't have to get a refund or anything like that. So it's just like if it was TFP, that's even crazier to be honest. Work wait, if it's for
Yeah,
free,
that's
that's even
disrespect.
crazier for waiting
That's
2 hours.
disrespecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I think, I think photographers need to understand. There's other models out there, bro.
hundred
There's
percent. Oh my days.
there's
Unless
other
you're in the
models
UK,
out
but
there.
yeah.
You haven't got to cling on to one like it's the golden ticket from Willy Wonka. Sometimes, all right, you're 2 hours late. Maybe me and you working together is not the one. Maybe another time.
Mm.
But 2 hours, that's enough to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm going home. Then to receive the energy that you was receiving, and
The
do you know what? And
foundation
then
wasn't my frequency, you know.
all of this, and then you posted it online, and now we're talking about it. Thank you for giving us something to talk about. But this chain of events is absolutely crazy.
Trust me.
It's crazy.
I feel
But
like it's your fault for waiting 2 hours. All of this is because of you.
100%, when you waited for 2 hours, that model understood
Yeah, you're a
that
sucker.
Because
you,
realistically,
you
are you getting the work done in the rest of the time that you got left there? Most likely not.
he
Especially
really
if you
want
got, especially if you got somebody who still needs to do the makeup, hair, all that stuff as well.
right. That photographer really wanted this model.
Yeah,
Like,
must have.
he may have loved the look, he may have loved something, but he really needed that model to stand for those chain of events. Because he's right. That question that he's actually asking is very valid. When do you nip it in the bud, or when do you get me? When is that right balance of the professionalism versus, hey, we gotta call this one off?
Yeah, they said at
I
what
think I'm
point
with
should a
Adrian with this
photographer
one. Yeah.
call it quits? After half an hour. That's when you should
Yeah.
have called it
Like,
quits.
yeah. Give or take, I think I will go for about half an hour window, pop a message, hey, how long you gonna be? You got 15 minutes. If that 15 minutes is there, or you come 10 minutes after that 15 minutes, I've already packed up. You might see me in the car park. But yeah, we'll reschedule it if anything. But
Yeah. Or if they're paying
photographers
extra
out there,
time, if they're paying extra time
right?
or something.
Photographers out there, always ensure you've got a deposit that you're
100%.
happy with accepting if anything does go wrong like that. That's just for future reference and your personal business practice. Just make sure something is in place that you then don't feel like the person who submitted this entry, because the line is with the lateness. If they was on time and then all the other stuff came into play, that's something different. You have to manage that kind of differently. But not us.
Because I even think like even with new models, if your climate you're in kind of accepts it, do a deposit even for TFP shoots. Do a deposit, and when they turn up on time, give them the deposit back.
Yeah.
So if they don't turn up like this one or they're late or whatever, then it's you've lost your deposit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's especially if you're in a city like London, where I don't even know 9 months out of the year you're getting crap weather or whatnot. So you're gonna have to book a studio or indoor space. We all know London that the prices are like 60-80 pound an hour for just a white room, let alone an Airbnb or somewhere that's got decor inside. Like you're talking 300 quid for like 2-3 hours of shoot time. So what, 2-3 hours and you still don't, and you get no photos? Come on, man.
Yeah, and
That's
then you're gonna
ridiculous.
get hit with like, oh, I'm not feeling today well. Because it's raining. They just don't want to go out.
And then, you know, after all of that as well, you're gonna get hit with a barrage of social media stories
Literally.
of a model that's complaining after they was late, after they weren't complying with what you had set for your shoot. You're disgruntled, and then they will put the story up to say how bad you are. Just always remember that. Just always remember that.
So I always could keep receipts, man.
Mm.
Let's do one more. I'm making this a juicy one.
Even recently, I watched D's video. I think it was his latest one. His models were 2 hours late. They were in a parking lot or something. They didn't even leave for like forever. I was like, and it also was 2 hours. I was like,
That's crazy.
That is crazy. It's like 3 girls, I think, as well. So it is quite common. So it's like it's definitely worth protecting yourself against these kind of situations.
You know the second part of his question though. So with let's say the shoot had gone well, or let's pose a new one. Let's say that you're not getting along with the model during that shoot.
Okay.
What's you guys' take on the best way to then deal with that professionally, but you still have to, you know, kind of put your foot down with certain things?
Kind of have to be bold and just let her know like how you normally work, and like the things that were out of your norms. Basically, just kind of like explain it to her, so like she understands like, okay, maybe not everything was out of the normal for the photographer, but like certain things that she did. But like also kind of have to like say it in a way that's like doesn't offend her like crazy, or like start unnecessary issues or something.
Yeah, because it is a tricky one, because everyone has their personalities, but like you said, it's all about how you then manage that kind of, let's call it confrontation, or how you manage that conflict.
Because at the end of the day, you can't control how they're gonna react. You can only control how you can. So it's like you kind of have to like find your middle ground where you are kind of like putting your foot down, but at the same time like being like neutral. I would say.
Yeah. Try and get the best result out of
And
the
then obviously,
situation.
like if you still end up not liking or how they take that, and like they feel some type of way, you just stop working with them, I guess.
Yeah, because it's hard, because there are some there's difficult photographers and there's difficult models out there. So always finding, and whoever has like the professional standpoint, whether it's the photographer who is being paid or if it's the model that's being paid and they have a photographer that's difficult, kind of the same boat there. But whoever, I feel everyone should take pride in their business practices. So you will have to want to uphold your reputation and make sure that things, are on a decent level, even if it is to part ways to say, hey, do you know what? I think it's best that, we're not going to get the result that we want in this type of situation. It's either we work like this, or if you got a suggestion, if that then doesn't work out of all of that, then if you can get the rest of your images, submit them, and then you might wash your hands and say, you know, you wouldn't work with them again, blacklist, that's cool. But because it's a tricky one, man, because I see a lot of people getting slanted like online, whether it's a model or it's a photographer. We hear a lot of stuff in this industry, and sometimes it's, what could that person do in that situation? Because regardless, I feel this outcome would happen in some cases, but then a lot of times some are very preventable. But fortunately, we don't have to deal with we deal with obviously difficult people, whether it's photographers and or models, but fortunately we've always had like kind of good results with any situation that we've either seen or
But you know, it is with
experienced.
us. It's funny you mentioned like being posted online and stuff, because that's the next dilemma. Because that's funny, but in terms of us, I feel like we handle stuff differently because we know we travel. Like a lot of photographers don't, so it's like we know there's a big world out there. There's a lot of models out there. Like that's why I just feel like, well, I don't think we trip on someone's moving weird or a model's acting up or a diva, or it's just a thing of, yeah, cool, I can find 4 of you next month. It's like, so it's like everyone can be replaced. So it's like, that's why I think our approach is just where we're different. It's less like, yeah, cool, act up. The diva stuff's not gonna work. None of that, but you're not gonna get what you want anyway. Like, so that's the end result. So all of that is unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, it's just like you said in the other dilemma, like there's literally millions of other people to shoot.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? Sorry, go on, bro. Like with that and what you said, Adrian, it's even with some models as well, you can kind of tell what fits with what we're trying to achieve and stuff like that as a team with the collective travel. And you see, when it's not aligned, even a model's attitude towards things or behavior with things, it if it doesn't align, then it doesn't make sense moving forward. We'll still do what we need to do during the time, fulfill our agreements, etc. But like Adrian said, like there's plenty of other people, because we're not looking for one style. We're shooting multiple people with multiple styles, and that we can create good art, good visuals. And do you get me? So that's why I said in the previous thing, listen, you can't just hold on to one. There's not someone out there that I think I will stand certain things for, that I'm gonna hold on to like with dear life, as if there's not someone out there that can create maybe the same vision or similar vision. So yeah, with it's same case for the attitude. If the attitude is untenable, or you can't get on with that or whatnot, fulfill your agreement, wash your hands.
That's the thing. That's another thing. Is like, even though our backgrounds are red, we're not red pill. Trust me. But on another note, it's just like you put up with what you allow, innit? So it's just like,
Yeah.
if you allow that, that's what it's gonna have. Like, people love to give unedited photos all the time. You do it once, you're always gonna have to do it. And clearly you're the person that can't say no. So or deal with confrontation from a model. So like some models are like sharks, man. It's like they can sniff out the ones that are gonna give all the pictures, and then just that's it, man.
That's 100%,
And it's not
hundred
even
percent.
just in with like modeling stuff, because I had like some more corporate type of work where it was like kind of like friend of friend. Basically, I'm just helping out them, and like I would basically not necessarily ask for deposit right away. I get the shoots, I done it, edited, and then I'm kind of start waiting for the money, and I'm like, yo, like I've done all the work. Can you just send me money? Because normally I don't even leave the house before getting paid, but because it was like friends of friends, I was like, okay, I'll allow it this time. And then like it kept happening over and over again. And then at that point, I was like, listen, if you want to keep working with me, I'm gonna need deposit, and then right after the shoot day, I need the rest of the payment, and only then I start editing, because otherwise, like I'm not gonna deal with all the chasing money and stuff. It's just like I've got other stuff to do. And it just goes with like, not like I said, not just modeling. It's just like with anything really. It's kind of like how much you allow it. Or at some point, you just kind of have to be like, yeah, I'm not taking this. Just be straight up with them and let them know.
Yeah, because I've had a, before we get to this last point, I've had a model 5 mil followers, overseas shoot, then did the shoot, come back, then it was a palaver like, oh, that I don't want the implied posted and X, Y, and Z. I'm just like, that was your idea. So it's like, what was the point? Like, luckily I was there for work anyway, and that model happened to be in the country at the same time. So I wasn't too bothered about not posting or whatever, like I said. And this is another thing as well, just like, I guess we can get into like morals and then business on like, on like another one, because if I take the photo, I own it. So it's just like, don't take anything you don't want to get put out. That's a whole nother discussion. But then it was just like, oh yeah, can you send me all the unediteds? I was like, that's not how I work. So they wanted to post it. They wanted to post all the unedited on the model's OnlyFans to make money, but I couldn't post it for a collab, you know. I was just like this, and obviously just like, oh, and then the manager got involved.
But this is like the other way around from like the first story where the guy tried to like make the money with like
Exactly.
putting.
And then it was just like the manager got involved. It's like, oh, photographers are usually happy with so and so just tagging them in the picture. I said, I don't know who you think you're dealing with. I was like, I really don't know who you're dealing with. Tagging me is compensation. Tagging me don't put food in my kids' bellies, bro. I don't give a crap about a tag. And then it went back and forth with paying. Then I was just like, yeah, cool. If you want all the edits, it's gonna cost X amount of money. I think I charged them like 3K for all of the unedited. And then I'm just like, then what they sent over, like I said, oh, could you sign a release form? I said, sure. Read the release form. It was signing over rights to the images. I said, I'm not signing this. And like they thought they were just gonna wave money in my face and I was gonna sign everything. I said, nah, they wanted everything. Then they want me to sign over the rights to the images. So I mean, and if I didn't read it, I would have just signed it, and then that would have been my rights relinquished. So I'm just like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you get these sly people in this industry, man. That's one thing you got to make sure in this industry. And even going back to what you said, Keith, in the last point about the visions aligning, one thing you got to have in this thing is if you're doing it by yourself, you need to double check and overthink things for sure. And if you're in a team, you definitely got to have like-minded people so your visions align. So models can't do this divide and conquer thing, because it can easily be done, especially when you're dealing with beautiful models. If someone's the weak link, that's it. Your whole empire is falling down. So I feel like having a team that's got loyalty, and then you got all trustworthy between each other, because it's rare these days, us as a team has found out many times. But that's a whole
But
that's another thing as well.
yeah, plus it helps if like team can look at things from different perspectives while
Mm-hmm.
still being kind of like on the same path
Mm-hmm.
and wavelength.
Because it's just like, it's so fun. I feel like we're so intertwined. Models could say one thing, and we're all just side eyeing each other. It's like, we ain't gonna see you again, bro. It's like, you're never seeing me again, bro. Like,
And they don't even know it. And when you're watching
100%.
this, you still don't even know it's you.
Exactly.
Oh man, I'm
100%.
joking, but it's true. I'm
We're not
joking, but I'm not
joking.
joking.
We're not joking.
Yeah, I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
Last one, yeah. This one, like I said, it was funny you mentioned that. This one's called The Public Complaint. After the shoot, everything seemed great. Then I saw a TikTok where she said photographers never capture my angles right. They just want you to look like their idea of pretty. One of my photos was in the background. She never said it to me, just to the internet. Question: How should how should photographers respond to the public criticism that wasn't shared privately? Is calling it out unprofessional, or is silence smarter?
Yeah, I feel. Do you know what? I think on this one, I'm taking the silent route. It is what it is, man.
But
Like
no,
for me,
but
it is
okay,
what it
I feel
is.
like
I didn't
I feel
listen.
like
Yeah,
it
I,
depends on what they call out. If it's like something that's worth calling out, then yeah. If it's kind of like you calling out their creative ways, it's kind of
because
like,
this model said
like
photographers never capture my angles right. They just want you to look like their idea of pretty. But imagine, yeah,
but they,
you have a
they use his
specific look.
image.
Yeah, they use your image, but you have a specific look, and anyone that sees that knows it's gonna be your photo.
also whenever she looks at herself like selfie or mirror, she's looking at her inverted look, so she doesn't see her the way other people see her.
You see, Val, you see what you said right there, yeah? That's gone over that model's head.
Yeah, they don't, at that point
Do
they
you
don't
know
care.
why? Because they said they don't capture my angles right. Is she a walking still? you see, you see what I mean? So that person only likes themselves
Yeah.
from one particular
But
angle.
like, if you
You
know
can't
your
win with
angle, go to the angle, pose into your angle. It's like,
Imagine when you meet someone. Hello.
yeah. And they serve to turn the other way when you walk around.
because like we
But
had plenty of models that like have said like, oh, this is my bad side. So like, okay, so the rest of the shoot just pose on that, like on your good side. That's it. Simple.
do you I'm still shooting the other side.
Yeah.
I'm still if I see the shot, not every side, you can't just work with one side.
Yeah,
If I see the
that's
shot,
the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
you're gonna be on the other side. I'm sorry. So they may not like it because they only like one side, but hey, what can I do, man? What can I do?
But then and that's a whole other argument. I'm just like, if that's how they think and their mentality, are they even a model or just a person that wants pictures? Because that's
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
when you're gonna get that dilemma, is when they're not a model.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
how are you gonna deal with that? Like on the internet, it's silence, or because let's say they know, like your photos are distinct. Anyone that comes across knows it's your photo.
I mean, for that specific thing, I feel like if anything, the model seems more crazier than like the photographers that she tries to make them
Yeah,
sound crazy
100%.
or whatever or bad.
That's
100%.
why
Because
for
even on
me,
another one, yeah, this is what annoys me with such scenarios, or when a model has a problem afterwards. It's like, did you not see their style before working with them? You've obviously seen
Yeah.
their work or their Instagram or something, hence why you worked with them. now you're surprised that they shot you how they shoot everyone. I'm
Also,
confused.
if you're so focused on like making sure that next photographer gets the right side, why don't you just ask for like see the pictures like during the shoots?
See, you touched on something there. If every photographer isn't shooting her right, something must be wrong with the person saying it.
Don't say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
obviously.
accountability.
Yeah, it can't be. It can't be. It can't be every photographer can't shoot her with the right angle. Because I'm sure there's pictures that they've got of many different angles of a good side, a bad side, or whatnot, right? She just don't like what she sees. It doesn't mean it's not a good photo or a picture. There could be people out there that are saying this picture is one of the best pictures out there, all this stuff here, but she just doesn't like, or that model, should I say, doesn't like what they're seeing. But that's why I say on my stance, I definitely would just look at that and say, fair enough. But it's crazy for me to see that going viral, yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm
Man, just
just
got
seeing my image on
500k
the back,
likes. Yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
And then you got your watermark on it, so everyone knows it's you.
There was even a quote I remember. Photography is the only job where people expect a full refund if they don't like their face.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
see, yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
true.
Like, what do you want me to do? It's like you book me for your photos and you don't like yourself. It's like I
Yeah,
can't change you.
listen, Adobe made Photoshop too powerful. That's why they want us to get all creative on Photoshop, start changing their bone structure. It's too much work. That's not what we. That's not what we do. We're not surgeons. We're not surgeons.
That is
So
crazy. But yeah, that was the
yeah,
last one. Send in your dilemmas, or send me what you think of those dilemmas that we done today. Yeah, send yours in. We're gonna put the info in the description or on the screen where to
You,
send
yeah, you
the
can probably
dilemmas.
just like either send it or DMs, comments, or if you want like more discreet, you can just drop an email.
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll leave the collective email if you wanna be anonymous or whatnot. So yeah, funny stories, dilemmas, all the good stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
drop it comments or emails and whatnot. And yeah, follow us up. Obviously, like we said in the early bit before, Keith came on. We obviously follow all our personal channels, uh, personal Instagrams. Like I said, the content is gonna be dropping from this next Valencia trip. I'm gonna get this video out hopefully before we go Valencia. But yeah, Valencia is gonna be the I don't even know the resurgence of a plethora of new content. So
Hmm.
yeah, looking forward to that.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, also to be fair, if you guys wanna or you have any questions for models that we work with, we could even try to get some videos like Q&As with models while we're
Yeah,
there, or even if they hop on Discord or something, and we could try to get those questions answered for you guys.
yeah, we'll try.
Put that
We
in
should
comment.
we should try to get a guest on as well. Next,
Yeah.
like, because the first episode we did was we haven't put any of this out, so I can say it in here. The first episode was just was quite short, introductory. We can put that out. We'll put this one out, and then before we go Valencia, we should try to get a guest. Don't know who our
Yeah, and
first guest should be.
we're still trying to figure out the name for like
Yeah,
this little podcast.
yeah, literally. So yeah, think about a guest. I must try to get Valentina. Let's try to get Valentina. I mean, it's gonna be
Yeah.
hard because she's literally time zones and all of that. Like
Oh,
she's
yeah.
replying to me when I should be asleep at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. That's
Frozen
perfect
times,
for
man.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's perfect
Most
for
of us
me.
aren't vampires, so. But yeah, we'll try to get a guest on. Um, yeah, we'll try to get a guest on. I got someone else in mind as well, so yeah, we'll try to get guests on. Which would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
so leave a comment, follow the new collective page, Adrian's new pages as well.
yeah,
And hopefully they will be able to get the accounts back because they had like a couple numbers on them.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you want to help us out, what you need to do is report it. Go to the settings, scroll down to report a problem on Instagram, and then type in at the collective travel account was suspended by mistake. Send that off. Hopefully we'll get that account back. You do the same for my main one, which is I am at IamJador TV as well. The same thing. Account was suspended by mistake. Hopefully try get it back. Who knows? But yeah, follow us up. Subscribe to this new channel. We're gonna have a guest on very soon. Drop in the comments who you want us to have on the pod. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.